Balake, where is Balake at?
My name's Blake.
Do you want to go to war, Balake? I'm for real. Aaron.
Welcome back, everyone. Aaron is here with a little bit more SPTV, where every day is a great day not to be in a cult. Guys, it is time for war. In Clearwater, Florida, 4 years ago, Scientology suffered one of its biggest defeats ever in Clearwater, Florida, when one of the biggest, baddest SPs in this sector of the Galactic Federation, I am talking about Mark Bunker, humiliated David Miscavige and Scientology by winning an election for the Clearwater City Council. Scientology and David Miscavige totally underestimated Mark 4 years ago, but they have had 4 years to regroup, strategize, and figure out how to defeat him. City council elections are every 4 years. Mark is running his reelection campaign right now. The election in Clearwater, Florida is only 18 days away. This would be the biggest, most humiliating defeat Scientology has ever suffered in the history of Clearwater, Florida. It's hard to put this into words because most people don't understand. A Scientologist has never been elected to the Clearwater City Council. A Scientologist has never been elected anywhere, but particularly not anywhere in the cities where Scientology has the biggest strongholds. Clearwater, Florida, Los Angeles, everywhere Scientology has a major Sea Org base. Toronto, East Grinstead, UK, Sydney, Australia, Denmark, Johannesburg, South Africa. Scientology is so hated everywhere. Nobody could ever get elected. In fact, in Clearwater, Florida, Scientology tells its members they're not even allowed to try to run because it would be such a humiliation. It's better to pretend like they don't want to run than to show that they can't win. But the fact that they couldn't keep a big bad SP like Mark Bunker from winning is so humiliating. And so anyway, I am here. Oh, I've spoken too long. I really should. I want to show you guys. I'm going to keep this up. MarkBunker2024.com is the website where anyone in the US who wants to support Mark Bunker's campaign, please go. Let me get my face up here. Uh-oh, I don't want to leave the studio. Okay, please go to MarkBunker2024.com and support his campaign. There's only 18 days left. All funds at this point are going towards direct mailers, which I know people are like, direct mailers, who looks at postcards? Believe me, political campaigns, it is all about direct mailers. And to discuss this further with you guys, I have the OG wise beard man, Mark Bunker himself, here to discuss all of this. How's it going, Mark?
It's going well. It's incredibly exciting and very nerve-wracking at this moment as well. I hear good things from people. I hear from a lot of people who didn't support me in the past and have said, you know what, I've been watching you. I like you. And you got my vote and all my friends are voting for you. And one of those guys who reached out to me yesterday to say that, I wrote back and said, well, that's incredibly nice to hear because I saw your name listed on the endorsements for my main opponent. So for you to tell me that you're voting for me, that's pretty great. And this guy wrote back and went, wait a minute. He said I'm endorsing him? I didn't endorse him.
Wow.
So at least I am chipping away, and I've got more support now from people in groups and organizations than I ever had the last time. Last time I had your support. Leah Remini endorsed me. This time, of course, I've got the Clearwater firefighters and the Clearwater Police FOP and numerous neighborhood groups and organizers and lots of people willing to get out there and help. And there are a lot of folks out there who are watching this channel right now who said, I want to make phone calls for you from around the country, wherever you are. Contact me again because I want to make sure that I have your contacts so we can get you over to our volunteer coordinator. We have a phone bank that is just about to open, and your help would be needed to reach everyone within the city limits here.
That is amazing. And see, I can hear my echo. You can't. Are you hearing me in your earpiece?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I hear you in my earpiece.
Okay. I mean, if I had to guess, I'd think probably close to 1,000 separate individuals have donated to your campaign already. But the SP Nation is hundreds of thousands strong. Anyone in the U.S. can donate. I think you have to be a U.S. citizen, but just check it out. Just look at the website. Go to markbunker2024.com. Campaign donation limits are $1,000 per person plus $1,000 per corporation. So just, I know a lot of people have already donated. The only reason we keep doing videos about this is because, like I said, hundreds of thousands of people over time watch these videos. And I just want to keep getting the word out for the next 18 days. Let's talk a little bit about money, if you don't mind, for a second. Direct postcard mailings to the registered voters. And this is all done in a very sophisticated software system where once someone casts their mail-in ballot, they're removed from the mailing list. It costs about $7,000 to do a mailing. Currently, with the cash on hand, the campaign has enough to do about 4 mailings. We want to get enough funds to do 2 more mailings. We want to do 6. We want to do 6 mailings in the next 18 days. And I'll tell you what, as Mark Bunker's mailings go out, we're going to show you what the postcards say, so you guys can see what the money is being spent on. And as Mark's opponents send out attack postcards on Mark Bunker, we're going to show you those postcards as well, just to see how vicious some of these guys are. And if any Scientology money or PAC money, political PAC money, goes into sending out attack ads against you, we're going to highlight those as well. I know, I don't know how many people actually are terribly interested in the Clearwater politics videos, but look, for us, it's very important to keep talking about this. This is one of the real world things that can be done to do something about Scientology, where Scientology actually exists, is to make sure the Clearwater City Council has people on it who are not afraid to call out Scientology. And unfortunately, Mark Bunker is the only one on the Clearwater City Council who fits that description.
I thought you were going to say, unfortunately, it's Mark Bunker. So I'm relieved.
That's terrible. That is terrible. Okay, so what else? I want to keep the video as short as possible because everyone knows what the message is. The message is, please donate to Mark's campaign. We have to make sure he wins. But what other information can we share with the viewers about what's been happening in this area?
Well, the most disgusting thing is we have had some thieves out there stealing every one of my yard signs. And this is really annoying. Now, ever since the very first yard sign was printed, people have been stealing out of yards, but this was wide scale. I was out of town actually a couple weekends ago doing a podcast up in Newark for some reason. And I came home, the streets were empty of my signs everywhere I looked. And I heard a couple days later that there was a woman in one neighborhood who had captured the thieves on a Ring camera. So I got that video from her and I turned it over to the police. The police tracked down the culprits and are interviewing them today. So we know who did it. I'm not going to release their names yet because I haven't had the official confirmation from the police who are talking to them today. But this is, this is kind of cool that we caught these people. Apparently father-son team. They had a white pickup driving through the streets. The father's driving, the son's just casually walking through yards, grabbing my sign, leaving all the other signs. No other opponents had their signs taken by these two. And throwing them in the back of the pickup, moving on to the next. And because the police have surveillance cameras everywhere where they can get license plates, and they were able to follow them around the path here. And so hopefully we'll have those names for you shortly. And I have a feeling that there's a Scientology involvement here.
I have a feeling there is as well. If we are able to get their names and we are able to confirm that they are Scientologists, I'll be more than happy to do a video about them and encourage. Those signs aren't cheap. So depending on how many signs they stole, they could be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, but I tell you, even worse than the cost of the signs is I have very few left to replace them. And when you drive through my town of Clearwater, by the way, you'll see my opponent's signs everywhere. And a lot of those signs are where my signs used to be. You don't see my signs. So it's the loss of visibility. That advertising is the really important thing, because there are some people who may not even know I'm in the race. Other people follow the newspaper and are aware of this, but there are a lot of people, they just see a name and they see that name over and over and over and over, especially when it's something that says, I like Mike, and you got his glaring picture up there. I like Mike. I like Mike. That's what happens. You go into the polling booth and go, who's oh, Mike. Okay, I like Mike. And that's where the disadvantage comes. So your help would be crucial. One thing I've noticed, though, is that Mike's signs weren't touched, which leads me to believe that Scientology is not afraid of Mike. Mike says he's going to be tough on Scientology. He's not. And Scientology doesn't even care that his signs are out there. So it kind of seems like Scientology likes Mike.
And I'll put this out as properly labeled as speculation, but I wouldn't put it past Mike to tell Scientology, hey, look, I'm going to, if you guys tell your people to vote for me, who's that? Oh, the police are calling.
It's the sergeant.
Well, how about we wrap this up? Or well, maybe it's too late to take his call, but.
Oh, I'll take his call right now. Yeah, let's wrap it up. Hi, Sergeant. I'm doing fine. I tell you what, I know you'll want some privacy. We're in the middle of a podcast, so I'm going to say goodbye to the audience here.
All right, I'll take you off screen.
If you just want to go on.
I'll take you off screen. Okay. Get him, Mark. Get him. All right, guys. So it really is this. I am not exaggerating when I say if we get Mark Bunker reelected after Scientology has had 4 years to figure out how to get rid of him. And I guarantee you that strategy has included bringing as many people as possible to Clearwater. Even all of these trainees that you've been hearing me talk about, who've been hearing Clearwater training from all the organizations around the world for the last 4 years, it would not surprise me at all if Scientology had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these people change their address officially, legally to Clearwater, Florida, get driver's licenses while they were here, and cast mail-in ballots before they were all sent back to their orgs. Wouldn't surprise me at all. And I know a lot of you are thinking, how can a church, an organization that's legally a church, I thought they're not allowed to do political activity. I thought they're not allowed to tell their people who to vote for. And you would be right. Legally, they're not allowed to. They do it anyway. They do it secretly in the crystal ballroom of the Fort Harrison Hotel. They send out emails and text messages to their members and say, you have to come into the Fort Harrison. The Office of Special Affairs is conducting a secret briefing in the ballroom, mandatory attendance. And then they tell them who to vote for. I am not kidding you. We have inside text messages and recordings of this happening. It happened in the last election 2 years ago when I ran. Scientology told all of its members to vote for Lena Teixeira. Lena Teixeira is the first person to ever win her election by a margin smaller than the number of Scientologists who voted. Usually, Scientology will endorse the candidate they already know is going to win so that it looks like they have some pull. But that person always wins in a landslide. Like they didn't need the Scientologist vote in order to win. Scientology has endorsed people who've won before, but the victory was not attributable to Scientology. Lena Teixeira is the first city council person who ever won her election because of Scientology's support. I believe that is also what is going to potentially happen in this election, except we have to show that Scientology support is no longer enough to matter. So we just want to raise as much money as possible, send out as many postcards as possible, guarantee a victory. And so just don't be surprised if you hear a whole lot about this from me and Mark over the next 18 days, because it really is that important. Okay, guys, we are going to leave it right there. Let me get this thing off of the screen. Thank you, everyone. Mark's waving bye. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, as always, to everyone who watches until the very end, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, oh, dancing for my love, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe right here. Bye.